Hey guys, it's Megan Rose from the Philippines. Today is May 11, 2019. 2 more days and it's election time here in the Philippines. Welcome to my channel. It's called Gantsilyera, a show and tell of crochet and craft related items. So what have I been undertaking these past days? I am kind of monogamously working on this project for some time now. And it is using the JC Crochet yarn that I bought online from a local seller from Tarlac. So I'm gonna show it to you first. So I started it last Saturday and I have been working on it kinda non-stop for the past 6 to 7 days. And I was able to finish it yesterday. And just a while ago, I have sewn the spanglers. So it is this rectangular shawl. As you can see, I started chaining several chains first, and then after that, I double crocheted it. So this is how long it is. So after the double crochet, I decided to work on some V stitches and just experimenting with it and some filet crochet after that, and another rows of shell stitches. And then I was browsing online for some filet crochet designs, just some simple ones, and I also incorporated it here. So after the V stitches, you can see there's this part here that is a filet crochet. So I'm happy that I was able to incorporate it to this project because it kinda pops in a way. So the yarn, it is from JC Crochet and it is a gradient cotton yarn that is just like this when it is caked up. So I started from the outside because I usually do that. I don't start on the inside. So the outside color is this burgundy and it is very long, so the color length varies every color. So the length is this high, then after that there's a combination of orange and burgundy in between. So this is the orange and burgundy. You can't really tell, but when you look at it closely, you will notice that it is a combination of two strands or two colors. And this yarn, it is stranded and not plied. So sometimes it is hard to catch the strands, but you get the hang of it by practice and by continuing on crocheting it. And sometimes I have to unravel some parts just to catch the left strands. So after this, there's this orange one, and I just alternated between the filet crochet and the shell and this part here up until I have used most of the yarn. But so this is how it is. After that, there's this green, a combination of green and yellow that turned into a yellowish green, then the yellow part. And yesterday I was working on this color here, a combination of yellow and brown, and it became very long in length for that color. So what I did was I cut some of this color out, and then I decided to connect the brown one so that it will end up with the brown. So I used up all of the cake of yarn except for the one that I have taken out. So when I wear it, it drapes really nicely. It's like this, and it's a very light type of crochet piece. It is not warm, but I'm going to use this to church because sometimes the aircon gets very strong there. So I really needed something to cover my arms. So this one, it covers my arms well. and I'm guessing that in time it will stretch. So after the brown, I decided to cut it. This is how it is. As I was working on it, I thought that it wouldn't be this long and I will just be able to put it just like this. But now I'm happy that I can also use it and cover my body just like this. So that is the rectangular shawl, and I got kinda inspired from Miss Esme's work from the Yarning Life, or My Yarning Life, because she makes some freestyled shawls on her own, and I don't know how she increases her her other shawls that are half circles, but kinda got inspired from her. So this is how it is. This is the only monogamous project that I have worked on. And the other project that I have finished is the Mermaid one. So I started this last week, and I was able to make the tail part. It is really not this design, or it is really not this shape for the fluke part. As you can see, it is not the same, but I figured that it is okay. And for the hair part, I played yarn chicken. I have some leftover yarns for this shade of yellow here, but I was doubting if it will be enough for the hair part, so I bought yellow yarn, but it tends to be darker than this shade here. So what I did is I picked up the leftover and started cutting it, and I'm happy that it is enough for the hair part of this mermaid. So before I put the hair part on her, I decided to sew in the bikini part using some buttons. It is just sewn here, and at the back it is knotted just like so. And then after that, I attached the arms, and then I made the hair part. So this is going to be for Sophie. Since it is now done, she can now play with it. So that is my other faux, and I have tried some of the yarn from China, the first batch that I bought. I tried one of them using, and I made a phone case out of it. And this is using moss stitch, and it has a different alternation of moss stitch to it. So this is how it came up. And this phone case is reversible, so you can choose between the inside part or the outside part, whichever you prefer. But I prefer the other side more than this one. So I have been using this also for my cell phone, the cell phone that I have for 7 years now. I bought this 7 years ago, and it is still okay. I can still use it, and I use it for calculator, for alarm, for other stuff like recording. And the only problem is I can't use it for music because there is no music installed in this. But I can also use it for calling and texting, so it's pretty handy. I have this for 7 years now. So that's my cell phone. I call my cell phone blessed. Okay. So I have shown you the rectangular shawl, the mermaid, and yeah, I have shown most of the projects that I have worked on. So recently, last Monday, I was able to put up the tutorial for the first character first on the series, and that is the minion. So this is how it came up. pretty happy about the smile on this, rather this one. But this is the finished product from that tutorial, and I'm hoping that you guys can check it out if you want to try out some small projects using some scrap yarns or something just to give someone. Please try that, my tutorial about that. So this is the first on the series, and the second one I have put up yesterday, and that is the pig one. I wasn't able to buy this shade of pink, so I settled with the peach one, and this is the one that I have made during the tutorial. So that is also up. The only thing left for this is to sew in some lining and sew in the zippers along with the lining. So the next on the series that I'm planning to make is this owl here. And for this owl character purse, it's okay if you use any type of color for the base part. You can also use some gray or purple or other. You can also use yellow because it is not picky. Okay, so those are the character purses that I'm pushing to make one by one, and I'm hoping you can check them out if you would like some small projects. So ever since I have discovered online shopping using an app, I have discovered some yarns there that is from overseas. I placed an order last month, and I placed another order a few days ago, and I'm kind of glad to have it now, and I'm going to show you my acquisitions. So these are also the Jane cotton yarn from China, and I was surprised because it came here within 9 days. The first order came within 12 days, so it is pretty fast now. So I have 8 shades of it that I wanted to show you guys, but the first one I have 2 in this shade or colors. So these are grays, blues, and whites. It's a pretty nice soft yarn because it is cotton, and the label said that it is a ZM Jane cotton, and the only thing here is it is numbered. So this is the number 6. So I have 2 of the number 6. I have one in this color, some reds, blues, whites, and the color variation, it changes every 1 inch. If I can show you one of them, this is another one, and I'm researching on projects that I can make out of it, some small projects. So as you can see, it changes every ½ inch or 1 inch. So it turns from blue to red to white and some specks. So I have this one. So I'm researching on things that I can make with them, and since I only have 1 ball each, I'm thinking of making 3 projects out of one of them, just like working on a coaster or some other ones like a scrunchie, a bunting, some small amigurumis, but I'm still planning on that, and I want to try one at a time as some type of side project. There's this color here that are baby colors, and they are some pastel ones with pinks, yellows, greens, very nice baby colors. Then I have 4 more. This one, Another one is this. This one kind of resembles the one of the first ones that I bought. But when I compared it to that, it has a different, I think, one different color in it. Then there's these two more. I really love them and love looking at them. And there's this last one here. So those are my yarn acquisitions that I want to share with you guys. It is from China and it took 9 days to come here. So I'm now going to save some money for whenever I wanted to make another acquisition. So those are most of the projects or the stuff that I wanted to show you. So now I want to discuss some life stuff. I have made a podcast from before, but I wasn't able to tackle the topics that I have listed. I made a video, but it is pretty short, so I wasn't able to upload it. But I just have some topics that I want to discuss, just like the Journey Church channel. Our church has a channel on YouTube, and I have been putting the URL or the link to it on my description box. If you want to check it out, it's just a few clips of preachings from when we go to our church service. Some small preachings that can inspire you, but it is in Taglish, or it's a combination of our native language, Tagalog, and English. But I know that some of my subscribers are Filipinos, so if you want to check that out, I will put the link on the description box. Just to get inspired with the Word of God. So another topic here that I have put is that I have no gaming status right now. Ever since I uninstalled Po is a online pet or a cell phone pet that I had for some time. But I have exhausted all of the things that I can make from that game. So I uninstalled it, and I have installed other games with no lock because when I was playing it, it closes on its own, and it freezes and it closes on its own, so I wasn't able to play with it. And ever since Sophie uninstalled the mini world game from her cell phone, I also wasn't able to play with it there. And now I have discovered an online shopping app, so I got addicted with that, just browsing for some yarn stuff. So that is the status of my gaming life. Another one here that I have put is the Avengers Endgame. We're very into that movie recently, that most of my family members have watched it on the cinema. Mama and I, we were planning to watch it, but we weren't able to because my ate's day off is going to be on the day that she's not free to watch. So we weren't able to watch it on the cinema, but there is this attachment on the messenger where they put the movie there. I don't know if it is pirated, but I have seen it there. So I really have watched the Endgame now. But before that, my kuya or my brother-in-law let me watch, or let me copy the movie Infinity Wars. So I was able to watch Infinity Wars first before watching the Endgame, because Nicole really thinks that you should watch 3 movies from before to better understand the Endgame. And Daniel has been going to a summer class for 3 weeks now. This week is going to be his last week there, and the school is just near here, so we were able to get him there and fetch him. So for the first 2 weeks, my brother-in-law was able to get him there and fetch him, and this past week I was the one to fetch him from school. So it is pretty nice because he can interact with other children or other kids his own age. and it is some type of practice for when he will go to the school that his ate and kuya are in, because this school year, next school year, he will be enrolled to a preschool class. So it's nice for him to have a practice school thing. And the last one that I want to discuss is, I have a coloring upgrade to show you guys, just one, and it is Tinkerbell. This is how she came up. She's sitting on a thimble. I was able to color the hair of the next character princess, but I will show you that next time. Okay, so the last thing that I want to discuss is why I have a limited time with my podcasting. I tend to have my podcasting or my podcast within 25 minutes because first, the memory of the cell phone has a limit in it, and then the other reason is that my voice becomes raspy, and for after speaking for some time it becomes raspy, and it's kind of hard for me to speak after that. So I really limit my podcast within 22 minutes or less. So that is the reason, and that is the last topic on my list. I'm sorry if I have been rushing my podcast, but I think that I have pulled through all of the things that I want to discuss. And I hope you guys have a fine day. Here it is sunny, but these past days it has been raining during the night, so that kind of cools our area. And election time is on Monday. I have already listed all of the candidates that I want to vote for, and I'm hoping that it will be a smooth election time. There won't be any hassle. So I hope you guys have a fine day, just crafting, enjoying your time crafting, and some family bonding time. That's it from me. Bye for now.